Imagine waking up every single day with this heavy weight on your shoulders. A weight you can't always see, but you can definitely feel. Maybe it's resentment towards someone who hurt you, a mistake you made in the past, or just this lingering guilt you can't seem to shake off. Now, imagine what your life would be like if you could just let it go. If you could take a deep breath and feel a sense of peace you didn't even know was possible. That's what forgiveness can do for you. But here's the thing. Forgiveness isn't just about saying I forgive you to someone else. It's about forgiving yourself too. And today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that, step by step. Because forgiveness, it's the ultimate key to inner peace. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah was this incredible woman with big dreams. She wanted to start her own business, travel the world, and make a difference. But there was one thing holding her back. Guilt. Years ago, she had hurt someone she loved deeply. It wasn't intentional, but the damage was done. Even after all that time, Sarah couldn't forgive herself. That guilt followed her everywhere. It affected her relationships, her self-esteem, even her mental health. She felt stuck, like she was carrying this invisible burden that no one else could see. One day, Sarah decided enough was enough. She started learning about forgiveness, practicing self-compassion, and little by little she began to feel lighter. Today, Sarah lives a life full of peace and gratitude. And guess what? She didn't just forgive herself, she also forgave those who hurt her along the way. That's the power of forgiveness. And if Sarah can do it, so can you. But before we dive into the how, let's talk about the why. Why is forgiveness so powerful? Here's the truth. Forgiveness isn't about letting the other person off the hook. It's not about saying what they did was okay. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself. It's about letting go of the anger, the resentment, and the pain that's been weighing you down. When you forgive, you're choosing your peace. You're saying, I deserve to live without this pain, and that's something we all deserve. Now, let's talk about the first step, forgiving others. Forgiving someone who hurt you can feel impossible, especially if the pain runs deep. But here's the thing. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It doesn't hurt them, it hurts you. When you hold on to resentment, you're giving that person power over your emotions, your thoughts, even your health. And I have to ask, is it worth it? Forgiving someone doesn't mean you have to reconcile with them or even have a relationship with them. It simply means you're choosing to move forward without carrying the weight of that anger. One technique that can help is writing a letter. Grab a piece of paper and write a letter to the person who hurt you. You don't have to send, this letter is just for you. Write down everything you're feeling, the anger, the sadness, the disappointment. And at the end, write these 3 words, I forgive you. It might feel hard at first, but getting those emotions out on paper can be incredibly freeing. Another technique is to try to see the situation from the other person's perspective. This doesn't mean justifying what they did, but understanding that they're human too. Maybe they were going through a tough time, or maybe they didn't even realize how much they hurt you. When you try to understand, it becomes easier to let go. Now, let's talk about something many people overlook, forgiving yourself. How many times have you beat yourself up over a mistake? How many times have you replayed a situation in your head, wishing you had done things differently? Here's the thing. You're not perfect, and that's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has moments they're not proud of. But those mistakes don't define you. What defines you is what you do next. Forgiving yourself is essential for your inner peace, because if you can't forgive yourself, you'll always carry that guilt. And you don't deserve that. One powerful technique for self-forgiveness is practicing self-compassion. Every time you catch yourself spiraling into guilt, pause and take a deep breath. Say to yourself, I'm human, I make mistakes, and I deserve forgiveness. Repeat this as often as you need. Another technique is to make a list of all the good things you've done. We often focus so much on our mistakes that we forget about our accomplishments. Looking at that list can remind you of your worth and help you let go of the guilt. But here's the thing. Forgiveness isn't linear. Some days you'll feel light and free, like you finally let go of the past. Other days, the pain might come rushing back, and that's okay. Forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. What matters is that you keep choosing your peace, keep choosing to let go. Because at the end of the day, forgiveness is a choice, and it's a choice only you can make. Now let's talk about some practical steps you can take to start your forgiveness journey today. First, acknowledge the pain. It's okay to admit that you're hurt. In fact, it's necessary. You can't heal what you don't acknowledge. Second, express your emotions. Whether it's through writing, talking to a friend, or even screaming into a pillow, let those emotions out. Third, shift your perspective. Try to see the situation from a different angle. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Fourth, make the choice to forgive. This is the hardest part, but it's also the most important. Forgiveness is a decision, and it's one you have to make for yourself. Finally, take your time. Forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. Be patient with yourself. And here's something I want you to remember. You're not alone. So many people struggle with forgiveness, but the truth is, we've all been there. We've all been hurt, and we've all hurt others. But the beauty of forgiveness is that it's always within your reach. You just have to be willing to take that first step. So if you're ready to start your journey toward inner peace, I want you to do this. Think of one person you need to forgive, whether it's someone else or yourself, and make the choice to let go. Take a deep breath and say, I forgive you. It might not feel easy at first, but I promise it's worth it. Because when you forgive, you're not just freeing the other person, you're freeing yourself. And if this video resonated with you, I want to ask you for a favor. Hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's spread the power of forgiveness. And in the comments below, tell me, what's one thing you're ready to forgive yourself or someone else for? I'd love to hear your stories and support you on your journey. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm always sharing content like this to help you live a lighter, more peaceful life. Remember, forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, and you deserve that gift. So take that first step today. I'm rooting for you.